Welcome to Classic Colloquy, the show where starting over. Welcome to Classic Colloquy by Jeek Nation, the show where we watch, discuss, and review classic public domain media. I am your host, RockinMrMagic, and I am joined today by recurring guest, the Superman of Almighty Gaming Studios, Mylon Blackmore. My brother, welcome back.
Thank you. It's always great to be here.
Yeah. So this is going to be a fun episode, y'all, because, I made a mistake. And Milan thought we were going to be watching Full Metal Alchemist, and my calendar app had upcoming, because it hadn't happened yet, as the Rifleman. So I thought we was watching the Rifleman. He thought we were watching Full Metal Alchemist. And because I was not ready to go over Full Metal Alchemist, we are going to do the Rifleman. So hold on for some fun hijinks as we're kind of, Milan's not prepared as he thought he was going to be for this episode. Woo! But before we get into that, even though he's been here multiple times on multiple shows, Milan, quickly just let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
They can find me on Facebook at Almighty Gaming Studios. You can find me on Twitch at Almighty Gaming Studios. And you can find us at Twitter at Almighty Gaming 16.
Yes, indeed. All right. So we're going to go into some of the background info on this episode before we jump in. So today's episode of The Rifleman, Season 1, Episode 38, is titled Outlaws Inheritance. It was released on June 16th, 1959, filmed at Republic Studios and produced by Four Star Productions and Sussex Productions. It was distributed by the American Broadcasting Company, most commonly known as ABC. This episode was directed by Don Taylor, written by George W. George and Judy George. It stars Chuck Connors as Lucas McCain, Johnny Crawford as Mark McCain, Paul Fix as Marshal Micah Torrance, guest starring William Bishop as Dave Stafford. All right, so we've got it queued up. I'm queued up. Milan's queued up. We got our basic stuff here out the way. So let's press play and get going. We're gonna count down. We're gonna count down 3, 2, 1, and press play at play.
Okay.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. You know what? Oh, see, I gotta tell you, the Rifleman intro, it may be the gulliest intro out there. Because my man's just pat.
He just laid that thing out.
With that rifle. And then, I've never noticed until now that he breaks the fourth wall. He looks directly into camera as he's walking, and he does that flip thing with the rifle and reloads it. He's looking dead into the camera as he's doing that. He's like, I dare you to do something. Say something. What you gonna do?
And you're everything I expected. And may I say, sir, that I am rather partial to wealthy men like yourself? I wrote you about my situation. Do you think you can help? I've sold everything from watered stock to gold bricks. In this case, Mr. Stafford, you're going to have to sell yourself to a whole town called North Fork.
All you said in your letter.
That's a very exquisite house for that time period. Like, are you trapping? Like, what are you doing?
My man's, I don't know what he's doing. My man's paid. Look at the
Look
chairs.
at that furniture.
Yeah, look at the lamps. Look at the chairs.
Man,
He's got that string tie, that jacket.
he really trapping pelts.
Thank you.
Look, he got a fireplace, a brick.
North Fork will choose someone to go talk to the railroad people for them.
Oh,
I'd like that someone to be you.
I want to work for him.
The people of North Fork just
Oh,
got
so he's
themselves a representative.
he's into the train business. Okay.
That explains it.
Yeah. He ain't living no humble lifestyle. My man's balling.
No, not like my boy right here.
So Chuck Connors was a big dude, man.
Snow's all gone.
That rigid jawline, like,
Favoring wind.
man, you see why Hollywood picked him up?
Yeah. Look,
Dewey.
that thing was like if you
Got a good wind
punched it,
making
your
work.
hand would shatter.
What's due east me?
They were
that is
like,
a
that's
chin
gonna
and a
be-
half.
Spring rains.
They were
coming
like,
on?
that's gonna look great on
There's a
camera.
new storm.
Yo.
That's gonna get us. That's gonna get us the
Lot of
box.
things.
God, you will,
Right?
too, son, when you get to be an old man like me.
That jawline, right?
He's so movie perfect. I forget how this is just centered towards him.
Hi, Mr. Stafford.
Hi.
Buy yourself a ranch yet?
I'm
Like,
finding
he
the
is
right
so
parcel
much
here.
bigger than this
You know, when
dude.
you're planning on settling in a town, buying yourself a spread's a pretty important decision to make. That I must have talked to most everybody here in Norfolk about
Look
it.
at that generosity.
Yeah,
Come
look
have a
at
cup of
coffee.
You
coffee.
just read my
Come sit
mind.
down. Come sit down.
People around here don't usually warm up to strangers, Dave. But they
The
sure
classic
take it
rifle
to you.
above the
Up above the
rifle
panel.
above the
People like
space.
me,
Yep,
it's,
the man who has a
sort
rifle.
of catching, I guess. You know, Lucas, I got a lot of faith in this town. And that railway spur should really boom our cattle shipments.
Well, I wish I could be as sure of its coming here as you are.
When you get to Yuma, you'll convince those railroad men that we should get the spur instead of Center City.
Now, hold on now, Mark. The council won't decide that till tomorrow. Anyway, I think Dave here's the best choice. He already knows some of those railroad people.
Well, if they do send me, I'll want the benefit of your thoughts, Lucas. We're all interested in what's best for North Fork.
You bet, Mr. Stafford. Best for North Fork and worst
Oh,
for Center
the-
City.
The adults always like, hey, look at the kid. He's cute.
Right, she's so cute. Yuck, 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 yuck.
Right? They chuckle in the humble home of Mr. McLean. Mr. McCain.
After due consideration, we've decided that our interests can best be served by a man who's already got his stake
Look
planted
at
here
that. Oh,
in
they're
North Fork.
sending Lucas to
McCain.
Yuma.
You're going to Yuma,
We're going to take the 310 to Yuma.
Congratulations, Lucas.
Thanks, John.
Oh, so that's
You were
what
our
that
second choice.
meant.
We carefully
Oh.
weighed your previous
Oh,
dealings with
that
railroad people.
movie title? Yeah.
I'm just sorry we haven't known you as long as we have, Lucas. That's all right, John. I understand.
I think that
I'm
movie
sorry,
was a
Dave.
remake,
There's
too.
nothing to be sorry
if I'm not
about.
mistaken.
You should be happy that the townsfolk have so much faith in you.
Thanks.
We're all with you, Lucas. Here,
Well,
you'll
that
need
old
these surveys
fancy
when you
man's
get
not
to Yuma.
happy that
Take good care of
Lucas
them,
is
huh? I will.
going to Yuma and not him.
Paul?
Hmm?
When we get that railroad spur here in North Fork, that'll mean that you'll ship your cattle by train, won't it?
Yes, why?
Well, then I can go with you.
This
I haven't
instantly
been on a
puts
train
me
since
in
I was
a
a
Red
kid.
Dead
That's a
Redemption
long
2.
time ago, isn't it?
Right? I think I'm going to have to
Probably
play
can't
some
remember
Red
that
Dead
far
after
back.
this. Go through
Well,
robbing some
we don't
trains
have
or
this
something.
spur yet.
Like,
We're gonna have to
right.
do an awful lot of selling.
Go
to
get
bring
your
it here.
cowpoke on.
Right?
It'll still take a long time to build.
Get my
Lucas,
yeehaw
How
going.
about some coffee to
Like,
celebrate?
you can even
huh?
hunt. Like,
And
anything's
some
acceptable.
sarsaparilla for Mark.
Oh, boy!
Oh, I can't say acceptable, but it's definitely permissible. You can do whatever.
You're right, permissible.
But that
Apologies.
law will come at you. You be doing the wrong thing, that law's
I'll
coming.
call.
3/8 airport.
Just isn't your day, Dave.
And there's the card game of the Old West.
Same game,
What got
gentlemen.
people shy,
Where do you plan to buy your
kill,
livestock?
Yeah,
Nice.
lost
Some
the
good
house,
stock down in
horse.
Texas, I guess.
everything.
As
Right?
soon as I close the
Everything.
deal on my ranch, I'll have them shipped
Just
in.
losing everything. My man got a carpet bag in his hand. Look at that.
Got the real Louis bag.
Right.
The very first Louis bag.
Why is he up in his ear?
Right.
See, my man was
Even still.
Like, what you doing?
Even still, you're spreading the Spanish plague. Like, get away.
Right.
Spanish food.
Excuse me.
Get that consumption on out of
I'm a
here.
lawyer, Marcus Trimble. I just got off the stage from Santa Fe. I'm Micah Torrance. This is our banker, John Hamilton. What can we do for you, Mr. Trimble? Well, gentlemen, a few weeks ago,
Ooh,
I was
Wade
sitting
Joyner
in the
got
hotel
shot.
at Santa Fe when Wade Joyner was shot.
Gossip.
One thing about
was
outlaws
the,
shooting
was the
each other, it
central,
saves our marshals a lot of work.
central
Joyner was
intelligence.
practically gunned in my lap.
My man out here.
He paid me to take his last will.
It
and
was
testament.
permissible to gossip. That's how people figured out things quicker than mail.
Well, Joyner left
Because the
$500.
Pony Express wasn't getting there
Now
for
I have
another
to
3
be sure
days.
it's delivered to the rightful heir.
That Pony
You mean he
Express
left money
dude
to
is best
someone here
though.
in North Fork?
All $500. And I had some trouble locating the man mentioned here in the will. It's a man named Lucas McCain.
Wow, would Lucas
Lucas
McCain
McCain.
be recipient from the criminal?
Well, now, gentlemen, I am a stickler for detail. There were 4 witnesses who heard every word that Joyner said. They're all reputable citizens. Their signatures are right there. Of course, you may check the document if you care to, but
I don't know
I
if it's
assure you it's
bona
bona
fide
fide
through and through,
through.
though, buddy. You be up in people's ears and stuff.
Like, how old?
Oh well, here comes the gossip. More gossip. You said it.
Yeah, see, I told you. I told you that's how information got around.
left Lucas McCain $500.
Ladies, don't ever say men don't
Same
gossip.
guy.
Because here's a prime example.
Why would he leave him money? Are you sure?
And
Absolutely.
this
The
is,
will's
they
plastered
just heard
with
that
signatures.
the golden boy, Lucas McCain, is inheriting some money.
Just shows you can never tell about people.
I hope this news
Hope
don't
this
get
news
back to
doesn't
you.
get back to
Well,
you.
if you keep it at this
What do you
rate,
mean?
it definitely
Joyner
will.
held up a lot
Right.
of trains in his time. Yeah.
Y'all keep talking,
right.
that news is going to get to
That's
you
not gonna
before
help
y'all
Lucas
get
sell
done
the
with your
rail
card
spur.
game.
That's for
It'll
sure.
be there by 3:10.
I'm going to talk to Hamilton and Micah. Hey, you think you should?
Well, I sure do. I got a lot of cattle. I'm not
Ain't
sure
that
Lucas is the man to send to
something?
human
So
now.
an outlaw leaves you
I'm
some
still
money,
trying 310s, Dave.
and they gonna act like you ain't worthy.
Looks like your luck is changing.
Ain't that ridiculous?
Seems so.
It was the West. Anything went. Anything went.
Like, come on, like, I can't help who leaves me money. You know,
I really can't.
I can't.
Boy, Wade Joyner must have known you.
And just because they left me money don't mean we were cool. Whatever they left me money, I'm gonna say
We know
thank
each
you,
other, Mark. Don't you
dead
think I
man,
remember him?
dead person.
Sure, Paul, but
Okay,
you
Like,
can
thank
it
you,
moving.
such and such, man. Good looking out.
right?
That's what we're in town for, to find out.
I don't
thing,
like
Paul,
Donald Trump,
you're
but if he
always
leave me
saying
some
how
money,
we're
I'm
short
not
on
gonna be
cash.
like,
Hey, I
no.
ain't saying no. My
I
mother
ain't
told me
saying
never
no.
turn down free money.
I'm gonna say thank you, Mr. Dead Man, and I'm gonna
Thank
keep it
you.
pushing.
Now, an outlaw's money is never earned. It's not the kind we want.
Want me to go get Micah?
I
He
can
really
use
trusts
$500,
him.
Mr. Hamilton.
and I ain't 18. I'm not an 18, whatever they supposed to be in. I can use $500 now.
Man.
Drink up, McCain. No thanks.
$500 in the
Memory of our
1880s is
old
one
pal
thing.
Wade.
I'll
Take
take
a bottle.
$500
I'll
now.
take
Good enough to ride with
$500
Wade
now.
Joyner. Good enough to
That-
drink with
that's-
me. What's
Back
that?
then, that's a
that'd-
whole
that'd
lot
be
of
good.
money.
Whiskey?
Oh, that's a ton of money.
Shouldn't have done that, McCain. You dirty
Just shoot it. Boom! Go ahead, Chuck. Throw down.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh,
Always a
Mr.
pleasure to
Fancy
employ the
Man threw a
manly
big
art of
punch. That was
self-defense
whack.
on behalf of a friend.
He knocked his hat off. He did a lot. Okay? If the hat comes off, you know they've exerted a lot of energy.
I'll lock you both
Right.
up.
The hat's not supposed to come off.
Looks like your storm's coming on, Paul.
Hey, looks like a big one. What was the fight all about, Lucas?
Well, they figured any friend of Joyner's was a friend of theirs.
Sure, son. I just beat up 4 dudes by
Mark
myself.
tells me
I'm
you
all
don't
right.
even remember meeting
Little
Joyner.
fancy man threw one punch.
Sheriff, where's your deputy? What is y'all doing? Where?
You must have known
Man, them
Joyner
sheriffs,
someplace.
look, them
Well,
sheriffs
that's
were
what
lucky if they
everybody
had
says. There's
deputies,
just one
man.
person who doesn't agree.
They were lucky if they had somebody helping.
Oh, John. Lucas. What's this all about? Well, we were hoping you could tell us, Lucas.
I gather you're Lucas McCain.
That's right.
I ain't know him, but I will take his money.
You always around, bro. Why is you always around?
That finishes my business.
He's creeping.
Good day, gentlemen.
See, that's sus. Even back then. Like, why is you always
I don't know
around?
Wade Joyner.
Neither did I, Mr. McCain. I just happened to be unlucky enough to be there when he died.
Well, it could be a mistake. Maybe there's another Lucas McCain.
Is your name Mark, son?
Yes, sir.
It's all there, Mr. McCain. Joyner mentioned you had a boy,
You know
Mark.
too much.
There's no mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll see that the money is sent to you by separate packet.
And then you just
Good
off.
day.
Just because you knew his kid's name
We
don't
believe
mean
you,
nothing.
Lucas. We're your
That's
friends.
not permissible, right?
Those
And then
distant
don't
railroad men
answer
don't know you
him.
from Adam.
Didn't your mother tell you
Men
don't
like
just
that say
answer
what you like
strangers
and
right away?
Yeah, don't
What are you trying to say
tell
to
him
me?
your government
Don't
boy.
confirm that, right? Don't confirm that, right? That could get you killed.
Well, go on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we ought to send somebody else to Yuma.
You mean because a man I don't know left me some money I don't want? Suddenly I'm a different person?
Now, hold on, Lucas.
Yeah, everybody's thinking with their
You can't
pocketbooks.
blame him for that.
These railroad men will think you rode with Wade Joyner. He's leaving you money.
Rode with Wade Joyner. I never laid eyes on him.
Now, business is business, Lucas. There's nothing personal.
Ooh,
Nothing
yeah.
Personal? It's my
Hey, I
reputation,
recognize
my
that
voice.
dude. That dude
Lucas,
played Eustace in It's a Wonderful
might be
Life.
easier for someone else to talk to them. That's all.
Come on, Mark. Let's leave these
They trying to
decent
run
folks
your
to their
name to the
important
mud,
business.
McCain. Don't let them do it,
Even
Lucas.
back then, people run your name through the mud. Even back then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, John, he's the logical one to go now.
I suppose you're right.
You are Judas.
No,
You look like
I
it.
feel
It's
like a
fancy
Judas
man.
taking over. You're not betraying anyone, Dave.
Look
You're
like you
helping
can't
North
be
Porter.
trusted.
I guess I can't say no to that.
Like, why everything on you fitted? Like, how did you get that
Yeah, see,
tailor-made to you?
look at that smile. See, he
Right?
wants
He
he
does.
don't want the railroad to go through. He wants it to go
Lucas
somewhere
is an
else.
honorable man, John.
He don't want it to go
What we're
there.
doing isn't right, but
My man
The
Chase,
know any other
susness.
way.
The susness.
super sus. Now he's gonna get his fancy little outfit wet in the rain. Good for him. Good on him. Ruin his fancy outfit. Madeira House. That sounds
Is that a brothel?
that sounds
I
like
was
a
just
brothel.
okay. All right. See, teacher.
That name just rang
See,
out brothel
teacher,
to me.
student, teacher, student. We was already. It was.
We was
Yeah.
right there.
We were right there. I'm
Your
man.
own bed and fast
It's
asleep
like,
on
wait a
couch.
minute. That doesn't sound like a hotel at all.
Yeah,
That don't sound like a hotel at
that don't
all.
sound reputable at all. Nope.
So warm under those covers.
Got his boy up in a place called Madeira House. That's terrible. Gonna make you a man today, boy. Daddy, I don't want to be a man yet. I ain't ready.
Really wouldn't lay in that bed. It's a reputable thing.
For real, you better. Yeah, see,
Maybe it was.
they didn't
That's
clean
why
the
people
bed.
got sick back then. Just
Well, you were never too little to remember.
No, that's right, son.
I wouldn't be leaning my hand on that bed.
I wouldn't be touching much of nothing. This isn't today. Like this not the Marriott.
Right?
This not the Westin.
They didn't have 5, housekeepers come through and clean that down.
Could have been using another name.
That was whenever they got to it because someone needed a room to get to it clean.
Exactly.
Demos then?
They didn't have them type of standards. No.
Plague.
Now where's he gonna sleep?
Right, where is you going?
What is this dude
How
doing?
are you here, bro?
Yeah,
How
for
you know
real?
where to
How is it? How you get there that fast?
Why is your suit not wet at all?
For real, it was just thundering and lightning outside.
It was
Like,
just
come on,
pouring
bro.
rain.
Yeah, you gotta be soaking wet.
I didn't ask to go to you.
You just said now his suit is gonna get wet, like, and he's dry as a bone.
And you're an important part of North Fork. You've got my support, Dave. Thanks. Oh, I'll need those survey maps. Well, they're out at the ranch. You can get them anytime.
It's still raining.
Exactly. And they sitting there talking about survey maps. Come on.
A few years back, I was in Jackson Hole on a night like this. Rained enough Noah could have launched his
Noah
ark.
could launch his ark with
Then
your
next
lies,
morning it was
sucker.
clear as a bell.
I used to live near Desert Flats. We'd wait 3 years for rain like this.
I remember once right after my wife died, the biggest rain you ever saw. Mark had a cold. It wasn't much, but you know how it is. He being alone with the boy for the first time.
Yeah,
I was
man.
worried.
So many parents,
Tough
man.
being
They've
alone at a
always
time
had
like
some
that.
parent
Yeah,
die
it wasn't really.
to be
Because
the
it wasn't
story.
fun back
After
then.
a
Okay,
while,
Yeah, it
kids.
wasn't
needed a night's
fun.
rest.
That's true.
Kids, we don't want y'all to get this misconstrued. No time period was fun. Like this.
That night, sitting up with Mark, I really
People
felt
were
it.
surviving still at this
Like a man of
point.
yours
There was
now.
no comfort.
I told that stranger
Unless you had the super train
Someday
man
I
money,
had
you
plans for
wasn't
Right.
living in good comfort.
Right.
Like, yeah.
kind of a ranch I wanted.
If your last name wasn't Roebuck to go along with
Sears.
Sears,
Depends how
Right.
hard
you wasn't doing much of nothing back then profitable.
hard cash. What?
Oh man.
He
yeah,
talked
you
about how
know.
he never had any dreams of his own beyond tomorrow. How he liked to listen to mine.
Yeah. You're getting all poetic on this, Chuck. What's going on?
He said someday I'd get the cash. Dave?
Yeah,
So you
he
enjoyed
meant
what he
that.
said?
He meant that money for you.
That thunder ain't no joke.
It's an awful storm.
You go to sleep now, Mark.
Where is
I
he
think
gonna
everything's
sleep?
gonna be all right.
He's baffled the way he's gonna sleep.
Yeah, I am. I'm like, yo, that bed is not big enough for him to share with his son. I do not know where he's.
You were like, do not get in the bed. You were like, do not get in the bed.
I just don't know how he's supposed to share that bed with his boy. That's not a big bed, and he's a big dude. He is not small.
It's not small.
And that boy's all, he's all twisting and turning because of the train and the storm.
Right, like there's something going on.
Yeah, can't share a bed with a boy. That boy's good. 12 years old. There is no room for two men in that bed. What is going on here? Just two men just standing and staring. This is what we do. We men, we stand, smoke, stare.
Right, like you have nothing else better to do.
I don't mind scenes without dialogue if it's telling me something, but this one ain't telling me nothing. It's just that we just staring around.
John?
Like to me, it looked like they were like robbers casing a bank.
The right thing to do is send him to Yuma.
What is going
gentlemen.
on?
Good morning, Dave. Since I'll be leaving in the morning,
I
to
think
talk to
that's
the
the-
railroad
I think
people,
that's the
thought we'd
railroad
better
man.
discuss the final details.
What I said just now about Lucas, I mean, we all believe his story, but
Yeah,
if
send
we
him
could
to
afford
Yuma.
to
That's
send
the
him
right thing.
instead of you, that'd be the best way to let him know we back him up.
You both know my position. I wish we could afford to send him.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I just thought I'd stop by and introduce myself. Name is Samuel Britton. I'm John Hamilton. How do you do? I'm
Yeah.
staying overnight to catch the stage to Yuma tomorrow morning. I'm Center City's representative.
Micah Torrance and our representative, Dave Stafford. How do you do?
Well, it's
Samuel
indeed a
Britton.
pleasure. I thought I was to share the stage to Yuma with Mr. McCain.
So now you picked the time to introduce yourself when you was just standing behind a whole another grown man.
Yes.
Mr. Britton,
You represent
we here in
Center
Norfolk
City.
feel that the location of the spur should be settled on its own merits without complicating side issues.
Are y'all there sussed out?
In
Or do
short,
I need to know that
May the better
later?
town win. Well, I'm sure it will.
This
Good day,
inheritance
gentlemen.
messed up things for Mr. McCain. And just go out in the street and have a shootout for it,
Hey, roll
Dave.
in order. Thanks.
At the better town.
Oh,
Let's throw them six
This
guns
may
out.
not be any consolation to you, but I got a
Dude,
sample in
right,
town.
where's the
So wait, so
pistol?
he's,
I-
so like, I'm
Wait.
confused. Why he's
How's that?
back at his ranch now? So
Fellow
why
named
did
Britton.
he stay in
Center
town?
City's representative.
Like it's not like he lives
Yeah,
that
his
far
hooks out
outside
for
town
you.
that he
Right.
has to stay at the
Know all
Madeira.
about your inheritance.
You know,
And I
it's
don't
not like he's in
suppose you
Yuma
spared
now.
those railroad people any of the details.
No one's hunting him
Yeah,
You're
like why
fighting
would you
two battles
stay
in Yuma, Lucas.
at the
at a
hotel?
brothel.
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad
that
you're
brothel named place.
Why would he stay in a brothel?
And especially when you worried about your
Well,
reputation,
wait, okay,
right?
because of the rain. Because of the rain. Because of the rain.
I guess.
The rain.
I guess.
Because you remember they're on horses. Horses, you're not finna get that horse and all of that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a Midwesterner. I don't know how. Can someone answer this question? Can a horse trot through a thunderstorm?
I mean, it depends upon your horse. Like,
just a quick look.
I mean, if you're on horseback, like his son is right now,
You've had your look.
then if it's really bad, like lightning and stuff, the horse may get scared and knock you off, and then you're in trouble.
So I guess that's probably why they would stay the night.
So, yeah, I guess. Like, if you had a
This was inside.
what's it called? A wagon and it's
Stagecoach horse.
Yeah, if you had a wagon and your horse is hitched to the wagon, it's not gonna buck the wagon, it can't go nowhere, it may get scared, but like it's different, it's more secure. But if it's just you riding, and that's different. So I can see why, like, if it's just him and his boy and they're riding a double or something, then I guess it was a bad thunderstorm to stay in town. But if not, and you worried about your reputation, staying in a place called the Madeira.
Come on, let's ride into town.
Yeah,
you go home.
You go home if it's not that bad. You don't live that far. You remember the community. You got a ranch just outside of town. Like,
who is the best one to go to Yuma?
Yeah.
You?
Where's the pistol toad? There's no pistol toad.
I just need to see.
I didn't mean
I just need to see the rifleman bust out his rifle on somebody.
I want to see some doo-doo-doo.
Right? Oh, wait a minute, Dave. Yeah. Dave is sus. You think about what's being best for your pocket. Let me grab my rifle.
What are you doing that while you, Dave?
That's right. We got a rifle over the mantle, one right by the door. Oh, here we go. There we go. Let's grab that rifle. Now, business. Oh. I wouldn't do that, Dave. Woo!
One thing about me, Lucas, I'm a real
Oh, look at that.
Not enough money in the world to make it worthwhile having my head blown off.
There you go.
There you go. 5 shots.
A lot of money to a man
He
like
just
Britain.
I would like to prove a point with my rifle too. But I'm not going to shoot my own chair apart.
You should have done
Prove a
it.
point.
Right, there's better ways to do that. Like you can shoot a can. I know there's a can around.
I could shoot a hole through his hat brim and not hit him or something, but I'm not going to shoot my chair. I was just chilling on my porch.
I probably made that.
Right?
I probably made that. I don't think I bought that. I probably made that.
Right?
Thank you, Marshal.
Yes, sus boy, you better give your gun up.
McCain's the
Yeah,
name.
run that. We need that side pistol. Good.
Are you going to Yuma, Mr. McCain?
That's just where I'm going, Mr. Britton.
Mr. Stafford couldn't make it. He had a previous engagement. I'm sure Mr. Stafford's activities are of no interest to me.
We're all sure of that, Mr. Britton.
Bye, Paul.
Bye, son. Don't forget to do what Micah tells you. Have a good trip, Lucas. I'm going to enjoy it just fine, Micah. Just fine.
My man looks shocked. Man, his son didn't even get to go.
Nah.
Now, who's going to watch his son?
Right, who does he just go to? We ain't seen his mama.
Yeah, I mean, we know
how do you end that like that? That's all the pistol toting you get.
I mean, it only happened like once an episode, but we were almost done with this episode, and I'm like, man, he hasn't pulled the rifle out at all. I was about to be like, is this the one episode I happened to pick that any gunplay in it? Like, come on. Oh man,
we got practice gunplay.
Yeah, we got the rifleman shooting up his own chair.
Got him shooting his own chair.
That don't make no type of sense. But that is what it is. Oh man. Well, if you could not tell from our talking, the synopsis of this episode is that the Dave Stafford character, played by William Bishop, arrives in town, and he has been hired by the train company. Oh, he's been hired to essentially get Central City to be the place where the railroad company puts their pretty much like their train station. So he's in cahoots with them, and obviously they picked McCain to go instead, and their little trick to mess up the reputation of Lucas almost worked, and Lucas sniffed it out. Uh, and obviously he went instead in to represent the town. And of course, we never know if they got it or not. And it would be crazy if they went through all that for them not to pick that North Fork, North Forks as the town. If Central City got it anyway, that would be pretty funny. But Lucas might pull his gun on him like, "You said what? This is gonna go through Norfolk, ain't it?" "Yes, sir. It's gonna go through Norfolk. Sure, Mr. Rifleman. We don't want no smoke.
Man, we don't want no smoke.
We literally do not want to see no smoke. No smoke
we seen what you did to your own child. God forbid what you do to mine.
Yo, I like my chairs too much to bust caps in them.
Right.
And I don't know, like that just didn't stop in the chair. Like your chair's on your porch, which is the back.
It kept going.
And the back, the bullet went right through. So now, not only did you destroy your chair, you've got at least all 5 bullets, or probably minimum 3, in your house. Like those just went through a whole bunch of stuff. Your house is damaged. Your chair is busted.
This is your house and you're acting up when you could have easily just like shot a can. I know there's a can around.
Right.
It's 18 something. There's a can. I know you're practicing on something.
Yeah,
you can't tell me you're not.
If you're that much of a marksman, you've got something.
You got a can around, right?
Or you just aim at one of your trees and shoot off a couple branches with some precision. Like,
why
shoot?
Get a can. Tell the boy, go get a can.
Right. And be like, Mark,
go fetch.
Yeah, Mark, go throw a can 20 yards so I can shoot this thing without looking. Like,
go fetch a can. Let me show how I do it real quick. Man, pull.
I don't get that at all.
Look at that. The boy got involved. The kid get to see his dad. It's fun. That's fun for the whole family TV.
Right? But you go shoot your chair up. Okay.
You're going to shoot the chair up and leave the boy. Like, who watches the boy?
I hope he didn't leave him at Madeiras. That's all I know. I hope Lucas did not leave Lil Mark at Madeiras, because that would be something.
He's just like, no, you stay here. You stay here. What you mean stay? So what do? I go home?
Is he supposed to run that ranch by himself? He is like 12 years old.
And go to school. And go to school. And go to church on Sunday.
How
long is this trip?
That boy ain't going to school. You know he ain't going to school. He went through his first couple years. That boy ain't. This is the 1880s. That boy was not going through full school. Nah, that boy clearly was not. No. It'd been nice.
You don't think he was going? You don't think he's going? Oh God, no!
that a rancher's boy whose mama died when he was very young, and in that time frame where women were the one pushing for their children to get to get as educated as possible, that boy probably ain't seen no more than 2-3 years tops of school. That boy. That boy is a cattle hand.
That boy know how to read, and that's it.
Yep. You can read, you can count a little bit. Cool. All right, now go out and work the back 40. Yeah, he ain't no scholar.
He's not sitting in no classroom. Oh God, no.
That means I got to get up and get the boy up and get him to school. I got to prepare a lunch pail for him. I ain't got time for that. I got horses to wrangle and cows to take care of. I got a ranch to run. I need help. Man, that boy ain't
Oh
going to no
God!
school.
He said, "No, I'm not finna put him in no school. No, you stay right here. You stay
Right?
right here.
I'm gonna educate you on how to run this ranch. That's all. That's the
You
education
go
he's
where
getting.
I go. You go where I go till I tell you you can't go.
Yeah, except for the Yuma, because he ain't going to Yuma. But
You're not taking this 310 to you, but
no, you're not. Oh,
oh my God.
oh Lord.
Oh, we
He
seen practice shots and child abandonment all in one
oh
episode.
yes, and we got to see some fisticuffs,
We got
one
to
and a
see
half
some
on four,
fisticuffs.
right?
We got to see a legitimate poker game. We got to see men gossiping at light speed, information traveling at light speed.
I noticed something that I have never noticed before during the fight scene, and I looked it up while we were talking here.
I would expect you to.
Lucas is wearing Wrangler jeans. You can see the W on the back of the jeans.
Great attention to detail.
He is wearing Wranglers. Okay, like this show was set in like 1880 something. Wranglers
I
ain't
mean,
come out to like 1930 or 1940 something. Like my man, my man is rocking
he's
Wranglers. I don't know if they were going for product placement, but shoot, he's got
okay.
Wrangler
Hold on.
jeans on.
Let me see. Hold on. Let's see when did Wrangler come out?
I don't know, but I know some Wranglers when I see them. I went to a country school in my last couple high school years, and I know what Wranglers look like, and those are some Wrangler jeans.
19. Wait, what?
Let's see, Wrangler company origin. 19. So the brand didn't start. So the company started in
1940.
1904, but they didn't
19
start using the Wrangler brand name until 1943.
1946. Okay.
So 1943. They about a good 60 years ahead of time with these Wrangler jeans on old Lucas McCain.
Time travelers. They're time travelers. They could
Yeah.
only blend in so much.
Right.
Things can only revert so far back until, you know.
Maybe that's why he's so good at his marksmanship. And he's
Mm-hmm.
not afraid to shoot his own chair because he knows he can just go bring back in
No, you
time
can
another
go bring
one.
back another one.
Right.
Man, he's a time traveler. He's a time traveler. Don't let it make sense. Where do you get that technology? That's technology. The Wrangler jeans in a time like that, what? It's ahead of its time.
Way ahead of his time. Oh, well, some trivia about this episode. Sadly, William Bishop, who portrayed our bad guy Dave Stafford, passed away on October 3rd, 1959, at the age of 41. This was 2 months after this episode aired on July 16th, 1959. Very sad. There's not, and surprisingly, there's just not a whole lot of other details really about this episode. Uh, there's obviously except for the Wrangler jeans goof that they got going on here, but not a lot of goofs and extras really to this episode. But a fun episode, definitely
There's
very
a lot
fun.
of sus. It was a lot of sus going on.
Yes, and honestly, it speaks to just the value of reputation. You know, a guy shows up with a legal document saying that Lucas inherits $500 from a known criminal, and everybody all of a sudden is like, "Oh, you ain't so good no more." You know, like that's just wild. That boom, he went from let's send him to represent our town to we may not be able to trust him anymore.
Like it got real situational. They were like, oh, so what you was doing in the past? Like you was robbing
Who you
these.
used to run with?
You was robbing these banks with Jesse James, wasn't you? Oh, okay, it make a lot of sense. You was with Wild Bill and them.
And just
okay.
And just to put it in context, I just looked up the inflation calculator. $500, and I just guessed because it's sometime in the 1880s that the show was set. $500 in 1885 is worth $13,653 today.
That's not bad at
So
all.
that was a substantial amount of money that they were willing, to pay to besmirch his reputation to try to get that railroad to come through Central City. Like that, they was investing a lot because they got that money. We saw the boy they got the money. He still had that $500. It's like he gave it back. He didn't want the scummy guys who he beat up. He didn't want their whiskey because they hung with the bad dude. But he sure took the bad dude's money. He took that $500.
Definitely took He took it right.
He
that
took
was
that money.
He,
He's like, we could
okay,
use
let's
the
not
cash
let's
now.
not get misconstrued. He didn't just like, no, I'm not finna take this. Yeah, no, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna decide what we do about it later on. But
he was like, well, maybe there was another Lucas McCain. I don't know, but I'm sure going to take this money. I didn't know, dude, but I'm going to take this money.
I did not know him. I don't know him. I don't know how he know me. Talking about, aren't you? And then like again, like, what is he teaching this boy? Like, I definitely. Hey, look, don't confirm anything from a stranger. Okay,
right.
like don't. Are you Mark? Yes. Why would you?
Why would you say
that?
That?
People walk around with pistols at this time period. Like, you don't just confirm anything right away. Like, no.
You see, that's further proof of the lack of education. He out there just confirming stuff. That boy ain't going to school. See, if that boy was in school, he wouldn't have been there for that conversation. That boy ain't in school
been
now.
There for that conversation. Exactly. You see how he was in all the grown folk conversation. Like, he just knew, like, putting in his input.
Just all up in the business.
All in there. Are you Mylon Blackmore? Who needs to know? Who's in regard?
Who asking?
Who's asking? Why? Yes. Again, these people are walking around with pistols. Everybody.
Shoot, I don't care if they dress fancy or not. You don't be telling nobody who you are. Mylon, give me a 1 to 5 classic TV rating. What did you think of this episode? 1 to 5.
It was a 3. It was a 3. It was right there on the on the vested side. Like, again, just enough in there because now I'm kind of interested. Like, and I can see why. Because now you have to watch the next episode to see what happens next. So it was a nice little 3, just a nice little roundabout good joint. Nice. It was a lot of things. We could poke holes in, like the logic and all of that. So it was definitely a good little scene. Again, I wanted a little more pistol toting, like a little bit more. It was a little bit more a lot of men just gossiping, getting a lot of information. And then again, just pure child abandonment at the end. He just, how are you a father just satisfied, just waving your kid on like, I'll be back. Like, I don't know when you're gonna come back. This is the 18th.
It is not like I've seen in westerns where a parent is like they're leaving the kid, or the kid's like around his age and they're leaving the kid, but they're not leaving the kid in town. They're at their ranch and they're like they're getting a ride, from a friend on their wagon over into town so they can go. Like, if they're going to leave the kid by themselves, they're leaving the kid on the ranch. He left that boy in town. That boy still has to get back home. How's that boy getting back home?
Unless he's just supposed to ride his horse. Like, does he know? Like, is that implied that the kid knows to ride back home and just cool it.
I guess we saw the boy on the horse, but I mean, who knows?
It does not indicate that he's riding. Right? That's not enough. Right?
And who knows?
This isn't Red Dead. We don't know this kid.
Yeah, and who knows how long Lucas is going to be gone? Like, how long does it take to go from?
He didn't leave him with no money. He didn't leave him no money. He didn't leave him with nothing. He just rode off.
Yeah, that could be like a 2-day trip from North Fork to Yuma. You know, like come on, you know.
Didn't leave him no money. Didn't leave him no key. No, he's just supposed to get in the house. Like, obviously they're locked doors, so you didn't just walk it in there. How is this? Again, vested enough to watch the next episode.
Okay, so here we go. DistanceCity.com, and that's not a sponsor.
Oh, you're amazing.
From North Fork, Arizona to Yuma, Arizona is straight line now. This isn't roads or anything. Straight line. 282 miles. 282 miles.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want you all to know we're talking about a horse. We're not talking about a car. 200 miles in a car is nothing. That's child's play. We're talking about a horse.
Not even horse. We're talking about a stagecoach. So you got a couple horses, but you have a very big stagecoach carrying multiple people, luggage. Like that take bathroom breaks. That takes time. Like listen, that takes time.
Hold on, I gotta know. You said how many miles was it?
200. Hold on, let me pull it back up. 282 miles. And I'm looking here, and let's say by car right now, taking US 60 West and I-8 West, that's 6 hours and 8-minute drive. So right now, that's a 6-hour and 8-minute drive. And if let's say a bicycle, maybe around the same. I don't know. I mean, a single bicycle compared to a stagecoach, I'm not sure the difference in speed there, but let's say it's close to the same. On bicycle, that would take 29 hours.
And it's taking 2 days. I just looked that up. It's 2 days by stagecoach. A stagecoach is only going 120 miles, only 20 miles a day. That's all you're getting out of a stagecoach.
So that's 2 days of travel. Okay, that's 2 days. That's 2 days one way. So that's 4 days in travel total. Because you got to come back. And then how long is he going to be there to negotiate on behalf of North Fork? So he done left his boy alone for a week. The boy's got to get back from home from town. He got to feed himself, clothe himself, bathe himself for a week while his dad's gone.
Absolutely.
He got to run that ranch by himself for a week. Yeah, that definitely falls within child abandonment. Lucas McCain has abandoned his child. Somebody call Child Protective Services.
Please, someone. That is terrible.
Mark McCain needs some help. He's all alone, and no one is with him. Michael Jackson ain't with him. Ain't nobody.
I thought Red Dead 2 was atrocious for what they put Jack through.
Right? At least the Mylon kept the boy safe.
This is right there with it.
This poor boy Mark. It's terrible.
Ooh,
I feel bad for him now. Lord have mercy. Well, to wrap it up, I guess I'll give it a ranking too. Because I found the fight scene to be very entertaining. Um, especially when Fancy Man came in with a very poor punch. I'm going to give it a 3.5. What they did to Mark, I would have. It was going to be 4 until I realized what they just did to Mark, leaving that poor boy alone for over a week or more,
And
to
then
fend for himself.
our curiosity, right? Our
Our
curiosity just dug
curiosity
us
done
down a
killed it.
rabbit hole, and we
Yes.
just found the wrong answer.
The two things that ruined it for me: shooting your own chair, leaving your boy alone for all that time. That put it at a 3.5 for me. So 3 for you, 3.5 for me. Still a fun episode.
Again,
Of
that made it worth it, though.
that
That
made it
definitely,
worth
because
it. Oh Lord, to look at, you know, I know we're looking at it at a 2021, lens, but come on, even in 19 59 when this show came out, you had to be
how
like,
else would you look at it?
you still had to look at it and be like, yo, he just left his boy and shot his own chair. That I don't care if it's 59, 89, 99, 2099. That don't make no doggone sense. To leave your boy and to shoot alone and to shoot your chair. That will never make any sense. So
That
this
won't justify it. I
uh,
don't care who you are. You going to shoot your property?
heck no.
Are you going to shoot your property? Right. Even
No.
if you have the funds to replace it, are you going to shoot it?
No. I don't care who
Are
I
you
got.
going to? Oh,
I don't care who I got to scare.
right. Even okay, I'll take shooting out the equation. Would you damage anything of yours that you have purchased in any way, shape, or form? No, you wouldn't
No.
want anyone else to damage it.
The only time
Why are you running around here?
the only time I'm damaging something like that is if I'm throwing it out. If I know I'm throwing it out,
If it's already
if it's
broken.
already broken and I know I'm throwing it out, sure, let's go shoot some holes in it, or let me take a sword and chop it up. But it's a chair that's on my porch. It's positioned prominently on my porch.
I was
I
just gonna
clearly sit
say,
on this
like,
thing
right,
and
that's not extra.
yeah, it's
It's
not
not
extra.
that's not just lying around. That's not junk. This
Yeah,
is 18 something.
it,
It's not junk.
right. He didn't leave it out front for the garbage man to pick up. This is
Right.
prominently on your porch. You clearly sit on this thing and
You
rock.
come out here and sit on that.
Exactly. So I'm not shooting it to prove a point
You
to anybody.
probably just came in from sitting out there.
Right? Probably sat on it that morning. Yeah. This is
No.
that just makes no sense. So that gets a 3 out of 5 for me. 3.5. I'm sorry, 3.5 for me. Yeah. Oh man, that was fun. And I hope you all had fun listening. And I hope you watched the show along with Mylon and I on this episode of Classic Colloquy. I am your host, RockinMrMagic of Jeek Nation. And I am so glad, as always, to have my friend, returning guest, Mylon Blackmore. You can find him on the aforementioned social medias. And in the show notes, there will be links where you can follow him on Facebook or Twitter and find him and his content. And I recommend doing so. Almighty Gaming Studios provides a lot of great fun stuff. And in this show, please rate and review on your podcasting app of choice. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, and more. And if you can't find us, let us know at geeknation@gmail.com or message us on Facebook or Twitter at geeknation. We'll see you next episode. Same Jeek time, same Jeek channel.